All right, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG, back with another reaction video today. We are finna do the NBA in 2011. Oh, man. This dude finally uploaded after 7 months. It took this man 7 months to upload another one of these videos, bruh.
Is this your man? Whose man's is this? Huh?
It took this man 7 months to upload 2011 after he did 2010. So we started in the 2000s and we worked our way up to the 2010s. We worked our way up to 2010. Now I guess he's going to start uploading these. I guess I don't know what the brother be going through, so I don't know. He probably was going through something. I don't know, but he's finally uploaded 2011 after 7 months. So here we are. The year LeBron and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade and all them teamed up. Oh boy, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I was low key. I was low key rooting for the Miami Heat only because Dwayne Wade though. Only because of Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was my favorite player around this time. So it was Dwayne Wade, Carmelo, and Kevin Durant. Those were my three favorite players around this time. So like I was only rooting for these niggas only because of Dwayne Wade. I did not give a fuck about LeBron. I only cared about Dwayne Wade getting another ring.
Let's take it back to the unforgettable year of 2011. In music, Katy Perry sat atop the charts.
But don't nobody care about no fucking
hit.
Katy Perry.
In TV, Game of Thrones debuts on HBO, instantly becoming a cultural.
Man, get this geeky, dorky, nerdy shit up out of here, bruh.
Trash! That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
This lame man shit up out of here, man. Nobody care about this shit. You hating this dorky ass, nerdy ass shit, man. Get this shit up out of here, man. Get this lame man shit up out of here.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
Phenomenon. And in football, Tim Tebow was turning routine Sundays into cliffhangers with miracle endings no one could quite explain.
Ah, yes, the Tebow era.
Hardwood, 2011 marked the start of a new decade. Kobe and the Lakers were atop the basketball universe, having won their second straight NBA championship. If this fifth championship stamped Kobe's name in the history books, imagine what a second three-peat would do for the Black Mamba. With that said, all eyes should have been on the Lakers, but the summer of 2010 focused everyone's attention elsewhere. We all know about the
probably one of the greatest free agency summers of all time. There was so many players available that summer. And the biggest move that happened had to be the one with the Miami Heat by far. But there were other moves, but he's not going to talk about them because he's a LeBron dick rider. Let's just get that out the way. He's a LeBron dick rider. He's shown it.
decision, but there's more to this well-documented story than meets the eye. You're going to want to stay tuned for that and so much more in this action-packed episode in the NBA in the year 2011, a year in review. Up until this point where LeBron would end up next season and seasons thereafter were all anyone was wanting to talk about. He was a two-time league MVP, an Olympic gold medalist, and the best player on the planet. So yes, where he would end up will create a seismic impact on the basketball landscape. And for so many reasons not named the Boys and Girls Club in Greenwich, Connecticut, but rather for his ego, his pride, and his own self-worth, he wanted an ESPN special during the network's prime time slot to make his decision. He wanted to stay.
I didn't even watch this, bro. This was a waste of time, bro. Like, I think he waited 45 minutes in for him to say that he was going to Miami, and he could have literally just did that. He literally could have just did that in a couple of minutes. No, it's like, nah, let's go on TV and let's talk about what you had for breakfast this morning. What you have for breakfast this morning, huh? Oh, I had some toast, some eggs, some bacon, I'm a good coffee guy, good coffee guy. Like, man, if you don't get to the fucking point, we ain't come in for this shit.
He wanted 13 million set of eyeballs glued to their TV. And up until the cameras eventually started rolling, LeBron and his camp did not anticipate how fake and phony this entire spectacle would come across. You know that saying, eyes tell 1,000 stories? Well, that couldn't be truer for LeBron as the cameras actually started rolling. Just look at his eyes. Look how he's fidgeting in his chair. Look at the uncomfortable forced chuckle. As soon as this special became a reality, LeBron knew it. In his head, you know he had realized the painful truth. This is a mistake. Turn those damn cameras off. I'll announce my decision like everyone else. Just get me the hell out of here. But he's here, and it's awkward. This being a highly staged media spectacle produced by LeBron and his camp, for the first 30 minutes of this ESPN special, LeBron is being served up softball questions to deflect any sort of animosity that is surely coming his way. Looking back at your journey in Cleveland, what are you most proud of? How important is family to you in making this decision? How do you hope to inspire the next generation?
It was asking some of the most dumbest questions of all time.
He would become the greatest villain the league had ever seen. But no amount of humanizing could alleviate the hate that would come LeBron's way. As soon as LeBron revealed his decision to leave Cleveland and join a super team in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, the firestorm of vitriol began. Swarms of clips flooded not just sports media airways but news outlets in general. Burning jerseys, fan fury, disappointment, and frustration from every corner.
They took his shit down immediately. They said, fuck you.
That LeBron and his camp immediately boarded a private jet from Connecticut en route to LeBron's new home in Miami. And on that flight was complete silence, embarrassment, disappointment, fear, and a whole lot of regret. But those feelings seemed to quickly evaporate as soon as they touched down in Miami. The decision was bad, but the Miami Heat celebration a few days afterwards was worse. Introducing the new Miami Big Three as if they were rock stars who had accomplished some groundbreaking feat. To make matters worse, LeBron spoke into the mic, and so enthralled in the jubilee of the Miami parade, he claimed this team would win multiple championships.
Not 6, not 7.
It was
not
disrespectful,
8.
It was out of touch. And if the ESPN special, the decision angered fans, this infuriated them. From that night forward, every arena in America turned into hostile territory. LeBron James wasn't just a visitor anymore. He was public enemy number one. Despite this firestorm of hate and booze and fury following the Miami Heat the entire season, they remained the favorite to win the East. If not them, Boston, with the veteran core of Garnett, Pierce, Allen, and rising star Rajon Rondo, was next in line. And if not Boston, Orlando, powered by the league's most dominant big man Dwight Howard, was a threat. But 2011 belonged to the Chicago Bulls and their hometown prodigy Derrick Rose. In just his third season, Rose didn't merely play, he erupted, shaking the league much like Allen Iverson a decade earlier in 2001. With his blinding speed, fearless drives, and unworldly athleticism, D. Rose resurrected a franchise left adrift since Jordan's last dance in 19...
I ain't gonna lie. D. Rose was going crazy this season. I can't even lie. I get why people say he didn't deserve it or why his MVP is probably like one of the weakest of the past 20 years. But like at the same time, the shit he was doing this year, bro, like if you actually watch the games in its totality, you would understand why he won MVP. Everybody keep going off the stats. That just shows that you didn't watch the games, bro. If you watch the games, you will see why this nigga won MVP, bro. He was doing some shit, bro. This entire season, he was on some shit. And remember, the Bulls was busting the Miami Heat ass, bro. The Bulls was busting the Miami Heat ass this season. I remember it was one game this season. The Bulls, they beat the Miami Heat, and the Miami Heat players was in the locker room crying after the game. I remember that. I was dying laughing when they reported that shit on ESPN. I was like, ain't no way them niggas was crying in the locker room after losing to the Bulls, bro. Them niggas was crying, bro. Exactly. It's like, bro, he was just having a great season, bro. If you actually watch the games, he was having a great season, bro. The fact that he had grown ass men crying in the locker room, bro, because they couldn't beat them. I was dying. Yo, that shit's still funny to this day, bro. The Miami Heat players, they had a players meeting, and they were in the room. There were some in the room crying. I won't say who. But there were some players in that locker room with tears coming down their eyes. It was like, that can't be nobody else but Chris Bosh, bro. Chris Bosh was. It had to be Chris Bosh, bro. It had to be, bro. That shit was hilarious, bro. D Rose was going crazy this season, bro. They need to put some respect on his MVP, bro. He earned it, bro. His team had the best record. They were the number 1 seed. His team had the best record. I think he won most improved the previous year, if I'm not mistaken. So it was only up from here. Sadly. I mean, yeah, LeBron had the good stats and all that, but like, nah, bro. D Rose was on some shit this year, bro. He was definitely on one this year, bro. Give him his respect, bro. He deserved it.
98, seizing the NBA's best record and the Eastern Conference throne. Why Chicago and the league embraced Rose so deeply was not only his supreme talent, which was on display on a nightly basis, but it was his no-frills, no-nonsense, drama-free bravado that he brought along with it. You can tell he didn't need, didn't want, or didn't even look for the spotlight. He was perfectly content just hooping. Juxtapose that with LeBron and the decision, Carmelo Anthony requesting a trade for the bright lights of New York, Dwight Howard and his constant with head coach Stan Van Gundy. In 2011, D Rose was a breath of fresh air. No drama, no manufactured hype, just a kid from Chicago terrorizing the league and living his dreams. At the incredibly young age of 22, D Rose put Chicago on the map and was crowned league MVP, the youngest to ever win the league's most lucrative individual prize after averaging 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists, all while leading his team to the best record in the league. Just like 2001 was the year of
shout out to the GOAT, nigga.
Was the year of Derrick Rose. With all the noise that the Eastern Conference was bringing, people were forgetting that the champs still resided in the Western Conference with the LA Lakers. 32-year-old Kobe Bryant was nearing the end of his prime, but was still looking as dominant as ever, playing an incredulous 82 games, back when playing a full season was almost like a badge of honor. His running mate Pau Gasol was continuing to play at an all-star
level. That was a travel like a motherfucker.
Bynum was blossoming into one of the league's best centers, earning his first All-Star game appearance, and highly underrated and
I ain't gonna lie, if Andrew Bynum could have stayed healthy, he could have got a most improved player of the year. He definitely could have got a most improved player of the year if he stayed healthy, bro. Andrew Bynum could have definitely been most improved. He could have had at least one during his Laker years, bro. He could have definitely had one if he could have stayed healthy, bro. It sucked. It's crazy though, because I think they said he had. I think they said he had little to no cartilage in his knees, and that's why he was like a super big risk. But I mean, he got him 2 championships, I guess. But the fact that this nigga came into the league with no cartilage in his knees is crazy.
Incredibly versatile Lamar Odom was settling into his new role off the bench, earning himself 6th Man of the Year honors. The Lakers were looking poised to three-peat, but winning the championship this year would be different from prior years. The West had finally caught up to the Lakers, and there were some true threats to Kobe and the Lakers. The Oklahoma City Thunder boasted a young, gritty squad who were looking to accelerate their timeline and win now.
This right here, hold on, go back. This right here, nigga. This right here, nigga. This right here, nigga. This was my motherfucking squad right here, nigga. This was my motherfucking squad right here, nigga. I was telling niggas, bro. I kept telling niggas, bro. I said, oh, watch out for OKC, bro. They about to come up. Kevin Durant. Y'all talk about Derrick Rose and LeBron James. That nigga Kevin Durant is coming, bro. That nigga finna tear this shit down. That nigga can get 30 a game if he want to, bro. I was telling niggas this shit, bro. Back then, these were like, I'm telling y'all, bro. KD was already my favorite. Russ was starting to move Dwayne Wade out the way, but I was still. But when they got LeBron, I was kind of like, I kind of had to hold back on Russ for a little bit. But these niggas right here was my fucking team, bro.
The young, gritty squad who were looking to accelerate their timeline and win now. The San Antonio Spurs, like most seasons during this era, were largely ignored, but its reliable big three somehow, again,
I don't think Spurs fans want to talk about this year, bro. Y'all got bounced out in the first round by AC, bro. I don't think y'all want to talk about this year.
found themselves atop the highly competitive Western Conference. But who we really need to discuss is the Dallas Mavericks. After choking a 2-0 series lead in
the greatest playoff run I think I've ever seen from one dude, bro.
2006 finals to the Miami Heat, Dallas's playoff performance since then had been riddled with embarrassment and disappointment. No one will forget 2007 when they were upset in the first round by the We Believe Warriors. In 2008, they got manhandled by CP3 and the Hornets in the first round. In 2009, they got bullied by Carmelo Anthony in Denver. And in last year's 2010 first round, as the second seed, they were upset once again.
Why did he follow him though?
The 7-seeded San Antonio Spurs. Which is why many thought Dallas's run as a true contender was over. Dirk was already in his 13th year, and his surrounding cast was filled with veterans and once-upon-a-time stars. So as this year's playoffs approached, no one was giving Dallas much of a shot. However, Dallas managed to get through a highly competitive Portland Trailblazers team in the first round, but their next opponent in the second round was the heavily favored defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. Kobe and the Lakers were as motivated as ever. They knew what a three-peat would mean in the history books, and Dallas seemed like a mere bump in the road to what they hoped would be another purple and gold coronation. But once the series got going, the Lakers quickly realized two things. This was going to be a real battle, and secondly, and probably more importantly, they no longer had the best player in the series. Because as brilliant as Kobe had been and was in Game 1, Dirk was on a different planet. He was making every jumper, every fadeaway, every three-pointer.
Right. Let's just keep it real. JJ Barea and Dirk was cooking these niggas, man. Cooking these niggas, man. Play the music, please. JJ Barea and fucking Dirk was cooking these niggas, bruh. I'm talking about Pau Gasol. You put Pau Gasol on them. You put Andrew Bynum on them. Fuck it. You could put Ron Artest on them, bruh. Dirk was giving these niggas hell. And JJ Barea was coming off, bruh. JJ Barea was coming off the bench, lighting y'all ass up for about 19, 22, 23 a game, bruh. He was on. They was them two alone was busting y'all ass, bro. Laker fans, I hate to put it out there, but yeah, y'all was getting y'all ass whooped in this one. It was belt to ass on this one.
For the series, Dirk shot an incredible 57% from the field.
Dirk was giving y'all niggas the business.
He was red hot, and the Lakers had zero answer. Aside from a Game 1 thriller that saw Dallas withstand Kobe's 36-point outburst but miss a game-winning three, the rest of this series wasn't close. The Lakers had no chance against these red-hot Dallas Mavericks, and to everyone's surprise, Dallas would sweep the two-time defending champion Lakers as Kobe and the Lakers' reign atop the basketball universe came to an unfortunate conclusion. Kobe was now 32 years old, heading to his 16th NBA season. His 5 championships were nice, but to get to that elusive 6 to catch Jordan was looking bleaker and bleaker by the day. But that wasn't Dallas's concern. They were looking to write their own history. And with LA in the rear view, next up were the up-and-coming OKC Thunder.
And then they cooked my team. They cooked my team. Then they cooked my team next. No. They cooked my team next. They cooked my team next. I was mad. We should have won. Oh man, I wish it could have been the Thunder. I wish the Thunder could have made it to the finals that year, but that nigga Dirk and Jason Terry took over this series right here. And then another thing too with the OKC running style was they had no bigs. So it was like when y'all the rebounding was definitely a problem in this series. They didn't have no bigs. So they didn't have bigs that could rebound against what Dallas had. I think they had Brandon Haywood, Tyson Chandler. No, they didn't have Eric Dampier. Eric Dampier was on the Heat. I'm tripping. But from what compared to what Oklahoma City had at this time, they had just traded for Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins was not doing anything against them niggas. Kendrick Perkins is like 6'9", going up against 7'1", 7'2" niggas in the paint, bro. He wasn't getting no boards, bro.
It was the league's next great.
They was getting killed on the rebound
versus the league's hottest player in basketball today in Dirk Nowitzki. Both were tall, versatile, knockdown shooters. And although Durant put the world on notice at some points during this series, including an absolute poster on Brendan Haywood in Game 2, it just wasn't OKC's time quite yet. Dallas was on a full-blown redemption tour, and if Dirk was outstanding against LA, he was downright unguardable against OKC. In this series, that patented one-legged fadeaway of his became a thing of perfection. It was about as automatic as an offensive move can get, rivaling Kareem's skyhook in the 70s and 80s. And while Dirk was cooking and playing the best basketball of his career, his supporting cast, a collection of once-upon-a-time stars, also began finding the rhythm at just the right time. Peja Stojakovic, the former Sacramento Kings sharpshooter, seemingly hit every three ball that came his way. Sean Marion, the do-it-all matrix from Phoenix, once upon a time, seemingly got to every loose ball. And Jason Terry, Dirk's running mate for years now in Dallas, was hitting every clutch, momentum-shifting three ball his team needed. In the end, Dallas surprised the entire basketball universe by surviving an absolute gauntlet in the West to punch their ticket to the NBA Finals. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, the new-look Miami Heat were determined to silence the noise, the hate, and the fallout from the decision and the forming of the Big Three by proving themselves with a title. But standing in their way were the Chicago Bulls and the magical 2011 season from league MVP Derrick Rose. It's safe to say that the entire world outside of Miami, Florida was rooting for the Bulls. Homegrown superstar, the revival of a once legendary franchise, and a gritty supporting cast ready to take the next step. But unfortunately, not all dreams come true. The Big Three was just too dominant. LeBron was in the prime of his basketball career at age 26, and there was simply no stopping this locomotive. Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade were second and third options, but if those two are your second and third options, there's not a lot any team, including the
I'm going to say this. Derrick Rose, they strategically locked down Derrick Rose. That's the one thing I will give the Miami Heat credit for. They strategically did a great job defending Derrick Rose. They didn't let him get as many cuts to the basket. If he did, they just had to eat that shit. But for the most part, they did an amazing job guarding Derrick Rose in this series, and that's why they came away with it. Plus, the way how they guarded Derrick Rose, they pretty much made him turn into a jump shooter, and they know that's not his game. Like, he has to get to the basket to get himself going. So him taking mid-range and three-pointers and all that stuff, I give credit where credit is due. Miami definitely locked down Derrick Rose in this series. That's how they got on.
Chicago Bulls could do. When the dust settled, the stage was set for a rematch of the 2006 Finals, the series that had haunted Dirk and the Mavericks for 5 long years. Wade had crushed them with one of the greatest finals runs ever, and this time he returned with LeBron and Bosh beside him. And as these finals got underway, the Miami Heat were heavily favored. Dirk's run had been nice and his supporting cast was coming up big, but how can they overcome Miami's 3 superstars? And game
easy. LeBron can't perform in the clutch. That's what happened. LeBron mentally checked out. I don't know what happened with LeBron. I don't know where his head was at, but this finals loss is all on LeBron James. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how you feel. His stats and this shit was terrible. I think this nigga had one game where he only scored 8 points. That is terrible. That is fucking terrible. You only scored 8 points in a finals game? It's all on LeBron, bro. He should have. If LeBron was giving y'all at least a minimum of 23, 24 points a game, y'all could have won this series. But LeBron was playing like dog shit from game 3 to game 6. LeBron was playing like straight dog shit. So this is really on LeBron, if anything.
One seemed like a sign of things to come. LeBron and Wade balanced Miami's attack to overwhelm Dirk and the Mavs, and the first 3 quarters of game 2 appeared to be much.
But I will say this though, my nigga D Wade was going off. If y'all look back at this, my nigga D Wade was going the fuck off, nigga. That's why he was my top 3 around this time, nigga. Fuck you mean? My nigga was going off, bruh. Where was LeBron at? My nigga was going off. Where you at?
To the same. LeBron and Wade were proving to be too much for any team, this time Dallas, to handle. Down 15 with 8 minutes to go in game 2, Miami seemed to relax for just a moment, and that's when Dallas seized control, igniting a furious comeback. Eventually taking the lead for a brief moment, Dallas found themselves tied with about 20 seconds remaining, and they turned to their superstar to close the game. And he did just that, shaking Bosh at the top of the key for a left-handed finger roll to complete
Bosh that work.
his comebacks in finals history, and most importantly, tie up the series 1 apiece. As the series shifted to Dallas for a pivotal game 3, Dallas and Miami were in a deadlock. Dirk, as usual, headlined Dallas' attack, and for Miami, Dwayne Wade was rising as the Heat's primary option as LeBron was visibly taking a backseat. LeBron was deferring to Wade, and to Wade's credit, he was showing up big, just like he did in 2006. With Dallas down 2-1, Game 4 was a must-win for Dallas. The Miami defense was smothering Dirk, but he still managed an effective 21 points. On the Miami front, Wade continued his brilliance in these finals by tallying 32 points and
this was the Jason Terry game. This was the game with Jason Terry. Yo, this the game with Jason Terry cooked y'all that. God damn.
Chipped in with 24 of his own. But the biggest headline heading into the fourth quarter of Game 4 was LeBron, who had only managed...
That nigga Jason Terry was cooking niggas, bro.
Completely disappeared, attempting only 1 field goal in a closely contested game. For the game, LeBron was passive.
Travel.
He was hesitant.
Thank you. Give it a travel.
Disengaged. Dallas had been brilliant and gritty all season and all finals long, don't get me wrong, but Miami, and specifically LeBron, gave this game away, and the series was now tied 2-2. And Game 5 was the exact same. LeBron completely disappeared again in the fourth quarter. He finished the decisive Game 5 with only 17 points. It was almost as if the season-long pressure, the expectation to win immediately or watch his newly built legacy crumble, finally swallowed him whole. And in those last 2 games, he looked like he wanted nothing to do with the spotlight. With LeBron failing on the game's biggest stage, the Dallas Mavericks were able to close out Miami decisively in Game 6 to win their franchise's first ever NBA championship. Their leader, their homegrown talent who had joined the franchise in 1998, won Finals MVP and cemented himself as not only one of the greatest power forwards ever, but his 2011 playoff run remains one of the most legendary. He demonstrated a model of efficiency and dominance, all while knocking off 8 first ballot future Hall of Famers in Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and finally LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. 2011 Dirk is among the greatest in NBA history, and with this run, his playoff disappointments became a thing of the past, and he officially solidified himself as one of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game.
Absolutely. But anyways, I'm just gonna about do it for this one, most definitely, man. I will say this though, 2011 was definitely a good year. That was a fun ass year. But 2012, I feel like was even better, even though that was a lockout year. 2012 was a lockout year, but damn, that playoffs was so fucking good, bro. That was a good ass playoffs, bro. The playoffs in 2012 was just as good as 2011, if not better. But we'll have to see though when he drop his next video. So yeah, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you all the next one. Till then, deuces.